Yesterday, I had a wonderful experience, right? I went to the Shaggy and Friends show in Central Park, and it was amazing. The vibe, the energy, the everything was just wicked. Tearing down. Shouts to Shaggy. And let me say this, why I say shouts to Shaggy, right? And I want you guys to listen to this before I get to, some other places in this conversation. What I really respect about Shaggy, right, is that there's different versions to the way he presents his art form, right? There's different styles to the way that he presents his catalog. And one thing that I realize about Shaggy that I totally admire, he knows how to read his audience. So if he's doing an international show, right, and he knows what type of people is going to be in the audience, he does not do what regular artists do that go out there with their same, catalog in the same order and sing songs just because. Even though they're not resonating with the audience, just sing them because they were hit songs, right? And I respect that about Shaggy. Shaggy understands his audience. He knows time and place, and you're going to hear certain songs depending on what the audience is, and he's going to leave certain songs out. And why I'm pointing this out is because I see other artists, right, who will remain nameless in this conversation, but I probably would mention them later on in another conversation, that I see where they are, big artists with great catalogs, but they struggle to differentiate when and where certain songs should be placed in their show, right? So for instance, you may be an international audience that is used to performing for, huge crowds or mixed crowds, but when you come to New York, you gotta have that New York show. If you don't have that New York show, New York don't care how international you are. We wanna jump up, we wanna give forward, we wanna have a vibe, right? 2 selective songs in your catalog. We don't want you to sandwich the songs that we want to hear in your catalog with a bunch of international presentation that we're not interested in. Leave that for the other audiences. When you come to New York, we want to hear the hits. We want to see the delivery. We want to see you working that stage. We want to see you talking that ish. You know what I mean? That gets us excited. And Shaggy is a total genius at that. He has perfected being able to switch his catalog to cater for the audience in front of him. So when Shaggy comes to New York, you're gonna hear the New York songs, the songs that we know from Shaggy before all of the fame. He's not leaving those dancehall songs out, right? And then he's gonna go through his catalog and he's gonna also pick some of the songs along the way in his international career that kind of resonated with the core audience. And then he's gonna leave out a lot of the, the big songs that you would hear on the big radio stations and the stuff that the other people love. He leaves those alone. He kind of just takes them out of his show, right? Which I want to say is appreciated because people really get a chance to see the version of Shaggy that they loved, right? So Shaggy did that last night, right? But he also brought out some guests that absolutely mashed up the place, right? Guest number one, Robin Thicke, mashed up the place.
No need no papers, that man is not your mate. Yeah, that's why we gotta sing it. I know you want it, I know you want
it. He has a new song with him on his album, mash up the whole place. When me say mash up the place, he mashed up the place by his damn self, right? Not to mention after he performed, performing with Shaggy as well. But he mashed up the place by himself, right? You guys know the Blurred Line song, right? That, Pharrell was part of that whole thing and, it was a major thing, major hit, right? Well, he took that stage like a champ in front of a West Indian audience and owned the stage. Not only did he own the stage, he ended up off the stage in the crowd singing his song. The crowd is going crazy, and him deal with it like how we as Caribbean people deal with it when we want to ignite our crowd and, hold a vibes with the crowd. So I respect that because, of course, international Grammy-winning artists, sometimes them come, they'll perform for us, but them afraid away. Kind of, sort of, so they just stay on the stage and keep it to ourselves. Oh, he wasn't scared of the crowd. He wasn't scared of the West Indian people at all. He came off the stage, he went in the crowd to perform, and it was magic, right? That was just a vibe, right? And then we have Kes, who showed up, right? I think Kes was the last guest performance on that stage. Now, you guys know that Kes is Kes, right? Like Kes is the man, right? In the whole soca Caribbean, situation right now. He is the man, right? Shaggy and Kes had dropped a song maybe a couple of summers ago for Carnival, and it's a big major song, wicked song, right? And Kes came out to perform the song with Shaggy, but Kes also dropped maybe one or two of the songs from his catalog, right? Everybody was excited to see him. When he walked on the stage, people were screaming because nobody knew he was in the park. It was a vibe. It was a vibe, people. When I tell you it was a vibe, it was definitely a vibe, right? And just the music was good. The energy was good, right? The artist was good, right? And the crowd was fully much engaged and entertained, right? Without a doubt, right? Shouts to Rayvon, right? Because I think that we talk about Shaggy all the time, but we don't really give props to Rayvon. Big up to Rayvon, man. Rayvon is a wicked artist as well, and he complements a lot of what Shaggy's, delivering for us on that stage, right? So big up to Rayvon. I think he did an excellent job. There was another brethren also performing with Shaggy, singing some great songs as well, but I don't remember his name, so forgive me for that. Please forgive me for that. But the brethren who was also out there with Shaggy, big up yourself as well. Shaggy said his name, but I didn't catch his name, but big up yourself. Again, Shaggy is giving you guys a great stage show. If you guys have the opportunity to go check out Shaggy, you guys should check out Shaggy, right?
Yeah. Oh, what a show! What a show! What a show!